You know someone like this. She's kind, too kind. She gives too much, stays too long, forgives too easily. She waits for messages that never come, clings to memories that hurt, and calls it love. She always sees the best in people, especially those who give her the least. She's the girl who breaks her own heart just to keep someone else comfortable. Maybe she's your sister. Maybe she's your friend. Maybe she's you. A woman who confuses abandonment with intimacy, who confuses sacrifice with devotion, who learned, somewhere in the shadows of her upbringing, that love is something you earn by shrinking, by bending, by disappearing just enough to fit someone else's need. Carl Jung spoke of the wounded feminine, a psychic pattern in which a woman internalizes her pain and carries it like a badge of honor, not because she enjoys the suffering, but because she believes that to be loved, she must suffer. She is the one who apologizes for being too emotional, too intense, too much. She silences her intuition because it made others uncomfortable. She dims her light because someone once told her it was too bright. She becomes a master of holding space for others, but forgets to hold it for herself. She becomes everyone's healer, everyone's safe space, everyone's home, but she herself feels like a stranger in her own skin, and somewhere deep within her is a grief she doesn't speak of, a grief for the girl she had to abandon, just to be loved. This is not just a woman with low self-esteem. This is a woman who psychologically was trained to betray herself. A woman who lives under the spell of what Jung might call the negative mother complex, the internalized belief that she must be endlessly giving, endlessly patient, endlessly pleasing, or she will be left behind. She attracts men who do not choose her, friends who drain her, environments that extract her light and give nothing back. And still, she stays, because deep down, she believes the pain means it's real, that love must hurt to matter. She is loyal to the point of self-destruction. She is soft in a world that tells her softness is weakness. But the truth is, her softness is not the problem. Her wound is. A wound that whispers, you are only worthy if you are needed. You are only lovable if you're quiet, helpful, convenient. This archetype doesn't just live in individuals. It lives in cultures, in societies that reward self-sacrifice in women and call it virtue, that romanticize pain and call it passion, that teach women to wait instead of choose, to endure instead of walk away. But she can wake up, and many do. There comes a moment, a quiet, private, breaking point, where something inside her says, no more. No more settling for almost love. No more waiting to be chosen. No more abandoning herself to feel worthy. This awakening is not loud. It's not theatrical. It's subtle, like the moment a storm breaks after days of silence. It's in the boundaries she starts to draw, the conversations she stops chasing, the space she begins to take up without apology. She realizes that love should not require self-abandonment, that her sensitivity is not a flaw, but a compass, that her emotions are not weaknesses, but wisdom. She rises, not as someone hardened by bitterness, but as someone rooted in truth. She is no longer the girl who needs to be saved. She is the woman who saves herself. And that is when she becomes dangerous. Not dangerous in a cruel way. Dangerous in the way that truth is dangerous. In the way that wholeness disrupts every dynamic built on dependency. She no longer participates in games that require her silence. She no longer performs softness to be palatable. She no longer waits at doors that won't open. And suddenly, Those who once took her for granted feel her absence like a wound, because now she walks with the parts of herself she once gave away. She walks with her fire, she walks with her truth, and the world for the first time must meet her as she is, not as she was trained to be. This is not a story of heartbreak. It's a story of reclamation, of a woman who broke the spell and chose herself, not out of ego, but out of reverence, because she finally realized her love was never the problem. It was just given to the wrong people. And now she gives it back to the one who needed it most, herself.